This is me going one-on-one, going, whoa, whoa, buddy, like easy, easy. And I know I'm in trouble.
Even though this body camera footage was taken more than 9 years ago, firefighter paramedic Ben Vernon can remember every second.
Oh! Oh! Cover now! Cover now, cover now, cover now.
An onlooker interfering with San Diego Fire and Rescue's Engine 4 crew first attacked security guards, then took a knife out and stabbed 2 of the people called there to help. An army of firefighters and police officers answered the call to save them. In that moment, he felt the brotherhood was real.
The ambulance pulled in, and there were tons of my people already in the parking lot waiting for me.
Not always a good thing.
The first thing the trauma team does is it's called trauma naked. And so they stripped me naked in front of half my damn department. And I knew I was hurt because I didn't care.
He thought he put the attack behind him when he went home from the hospital.
I started having horrific nightmares. I would wake up screaming, soaked in sweat, and I'd only been in bed for an hour, hour and a half.
This became routine.
I'm in real trouble here. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, what is this?
This is post-traumatic stress syndrome, something first responders will have to deal with at some point in their careers. Ignoring it can have deadly consequences. In recent years, more firefighters and police officers are dying by suicide than in the line of duty. Dr. Hee-Jin Che.
PTSD is really an imbalance of brain function.
Che is one of the leading experts in healing the brain after a traumatic brain injury or psychological trauma brought on by an incident like Vernon's.
Understanding what they went through is really a start of a healing journey.
Che gained a lot of knowledge from treating thousands of service members and is now at the Institutes of Health in San Diego. They developed a special program to heal first responders from injuries to the brain and body they suffer on the job.
We call it concussion or mild traumatic brain injury. That's all injury to the connections between brain cells that MRI, CAT scan don't pick up. They think it's themselves, there's something wrong with them, but it's actually the injury.
Che says it's not always just one incident. It can be caused by suppressing emotions while exposed to trauma over and over.
Any changes in the pattern of the thoughts or the emotion or inability to reset after each day or after each week, that's actually a good warning sign that you should get some help.
That misbehavior, that is the post-traumatic stress.
Retired San Diego Police Assistant Chief Sarah Crichton says she saw the consequences of ignoring the symptoms and not taking care of the first responders who protect us.
We've seen an increase over the last, it's probably maybe 10, 15 years with DUIs, officers involved in DUIs, bar fights, extramarital affairs, just a variety of different maladaptive coping mechanisms that they're trying to do to get some semblance of feeling.
But when the helpers need help, it's hard for them to admit.
It was suck it up buttercup is what they used to tell you.
Retired SDFR Captain Paul Alvarez says it's part of the old school firefighter culture.
Oh no, not only did I not think I'd come here, I was that tough captain that might belittle you if you told me you were going to come here. I was part of that fire department culture, the same culture we're trying to get rid of.
He says now that he's on the outside looking in, he spots a lot of issues with what's required of today's first responders, essentially going at a pace that's not sustainable. Alvarez says that vicious cycle contributed to his issues and took the life of one of his brothers.
To this day, it haunts me that I spoke to him. It was 15 days before he killed himself.
He thought he had it under control until he didn't.
I got in trouble, and my mouth lost my temper. I mean, irrational. I had people reaching out to me that said, "Hey, it's time. You need some help."
Vernon and Alvarez say, in a moment of despair, that could have been their ending too.
After 2 or 3 weeks of no sleep, suicide was an option.
I'll tell you, I have my concerns because I was in a dark place.
Vernon is now fully healed and part of the Army that runs to save their own. Thanks to his new mission to educate firefighters, he worries about those not stepping forward.
That's the number that keeps me awake at night, right, is who out there in my department is struggling in silence. And it scares me because obviously we've had 2 suicides.
Alvarez came out of retirement to lead by example. He now welcomes firefighters to the Institutes of Health, the place that healed him.
I got to know that I did my part. We don't want any more suicides in the San Diego Fire Department, not anywhere.
Kitty Alvarado, KPBS News.